Top 10 strongest military forces in the world. Number 10. Japan. Japan has over 247,000 active personnel and almost 60,000 in reserve. With 1,595 aircraft, it is the fifth largest air force. The army is also equipped with 131 warships. Besides, through its recent defense initiatives, it maintains a solid military presence in Asia. Number 9. South Korea. South Korea has maintained a large army of over 640,000 active personnel and 2,900,000 additional personnel in the reserve, alongside the sixth largest air force with 1,393 aircraft, as well as a small 166 ships. The country has about 15,000 land weapons, including rocket systems, as well as 2,346 tanks. It routinely participates in military training with the U.S. Number 8. Turkey. Turkey's army size, including regular troops and reserves, is just above 660,000. Turkey's air force has 1,000 aircraft. The military also claims to 16,000 land weapons. It has strong diplomatic ties with the U.S., and partakes in initiatives around the world. Number 7. Germany. Germany is one of the strongest economic forces in the world, but the army's condition seems to have deteriorated in the past few years. This is perhaps because the generation born and growing up in the 1950s-60s were against war and its atrocities, and the fear of being beaten by countries with strongest armies still discourages the people to join the army. In 2011, mandatory military service was eliminated to prevent the country from being a militarized country. It has only 183,000 active frontline personnel and 145,000 reservists, alongside 710 aircraft in total, and on-land armament of nearly 5,000 of various kinds. Number 6. France. France has over 220,000 regular force combines with reservists to form a force of about 500,000. It has just over 1,000 aircraft, along with 9,000 ground vehicles. Even if these do not make France a formidable army, its position in the EU and UN, a total 290 nuclear weapons, and significant deployments strengthen the country. Number 5. The United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has a regular force of only about 205,000, along with a small air force of 908 aircraft, and an even smaller navy of 66 ships. However, the Army of the UK is still a powerful one, with its superior training, equipment and its 160 nuclear weapons being the main strengths. Number 4. India. India's manned force of the army is complemented by almost 16,000 land vehicles, which include 3,500 tanks, as well as 1,785 aircraft, alongside nuclear weapons. Number 3. China. China has a formidable size of army, with 2.285 million active frontline personnel and a further 2.3 million reservists, making it the world's largest land force, along with nearly 25,000 land vehicles. It has another 2,800 aircraft on its air force. China is in possession of about 300 nuclear weapons, alongside 180 different methods of their deployment. China is rightly among the top 3 armed forces. Number 2. Russia. Russia has 766,000 active frontline personnel and almost 2.5 million on the reserve force, though the soldiers receive mediocre training. The manned force is backed by 15,500 tanks, making Russia the largest tank force in the world, though it is aging, like the other equipment. The country is the world's leader, with almost 8,500 active nuclear warheads. Number 1. The United States. The United States maintains a remarkably large army composed of over 1.4 million soldiers, and a further 800,000 reservists. To complement the active ground force comprising well-trained men and women in uniforms, its biggest advantage is that it is the world leader in aircraft production, with a fleet of 19 aircraft carriers, while the carriers operated by the world together sum up to 12. The U.S. implements cutting-edge technology like the Navy's new railgun, and the country also has 7,500 nuclear warheads at its disposal.